Well, hi everyone, Shaun Humphries here. Welcome to All Things Retirement. Well, in this video, I'm going to continue with my discussion on the book that Dr. Riley Moynes wrote titled The 10 Lessons, How You Can Squeeze All the Juice Out of Retirement. So last video, we talked about lesson number 1, which essentially was life is passing by too quickly. And so the basic lesson there was if we reflect truly on the fact that life really is going by quickly, that should create extra motivation to squeeze all the juice and vitality we can out of a retirement journey. So this lesson, lesson number 2, is it's better to wear out than to rust out. It's better to wear out than rust out. So I think you'll enjoy this particular video. Now, if you're new to our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're posting content all the time on various aspects of the retirement journey and overall wealth planning. As well, we have free resources. If you go to the show notes, you can find out how you can get a complimentary retirement income plan, as well as free educational resources. Okay, let's talk about the second lesson from Dr. Moynes' book. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, Dr. Moynes talked to a lot of retirees to try to find out the lessons that they learned that brought a satisfying retirement journey experience for them. And they had some great tips, but they also had some regrets along the way. So this idea that it's better to wear out than rust out really comes from this idea that they wish they had said yes more often. They wish they had maybe traveled more often. They wish that they were in the here and now, in the moment more often, rather than be concerned about the anxieties of the future and things that happened in the past, to be in present with the relationships and the things that they were doing. Really, it was to cultivate just do it kind of attitude. So we all acknowledge, I think, as we get older, we tend to become a little more cautious. We get into our ruts. We don't try new things. That's just a natural thing that happens over time as we become more risk adverse. But the lesson that comes out of this, it's better to wear out than rust out, comes from this idea that we need to fight against that, because that can age us prematurely. Now, I'll give you an example from my own life. I love cycling. If any of you have been watching my videos for a while, you probably know that. And so I've got my fat bike for winter, my cyclocross bike, and my gravel bike, and my road bikes. But definitely I've had moments where I go, I don't know if I want to do that event. I have to wake up too early to drive to the event. This event's new for me. I don't really have the skill set probably to do it. I can't do it as well as I would like to. There's all kinds of excuses that come up. But when I try new events or new opportunities, I'm always so glad that I did it. I felt a sense of accomplishment. I pushed through my comfort zone and did it anyway. And it's so easy not to do that. I'm not saying you should be cavalier about your health and your safety. I'm not doing dangerous things in my estimation. I'm just pushing the envelope a little bit. So I think in your own world, you want to begin pushing the envelope. So what does that look like in a practical way for you? So again, I'm not talking about zip lining or parachute diving, skydiving. But it might be just little things in your life where you're going, you know what, I'm going to go to a new restaurant. I'm going to try a new kind of food. I'm going to take a different walk this week. I'm going to go to a park that I haven't been to for a while. I'm going to reach out and cultivate some new relationships in my life. I haven't been getting out and talking to folks the way I used to, and I want to build those networks. There's a club out there that is engaged in an activity that I've had some interest in, but I've been reluctant to reach out. So we can all reflect in our own lives how we maybe get smaller and smaller in our adventures. And so what I would encourage you to do is, again, right now, take out a piece of paper and go, what are some things you'd love to do, but you're in your comfort zone, you're kind of in a rut, and write those things down, and then develop a bit of an action plan. Who's the person you're going to reach out to try to cultivate a relationship? What new restaurant are you going to go to? Is there a travel destination that you want to plan out? So again, pushing yourself out of those ruts, getting back to this principle, it's better to wear out than to rust out. I think there's one quote in this particular chapter where Dr. Moynes said, making decisions from a place of courage instead of fear, right? And often it's that either conscious or subconscious fear that keeps us from taking risks to experience greater richness and diversity in our life, and particularly in our retirement. So that is, kind of principle or topic number 2 from Dr. Moynes' book. Hope that it's a little bit thought-provoking. So again, we'll continue talking about the various principles from his book over the next few weeks. And again, if you don't want to miss future content, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you go to the show notes, you can find out how you can get access to a complimentary retirement forecast and free educational resources. Anyway, wishing you all the best in your retirement journey and overall wealth planning. You take care. Bye-bye.